black and the white. LAFC and the LA Galaxy. This is the most prolific of rivalries.
Galaxy near the top. Chicharito! LAFC are at the top. Villa! Douglas Costa!
Ilie Sanchez!
Efrain Alvarez with an absolute stunner! An absolute rip!
Week 6 in MLS, and no surprise which of the 12 games received top billing, the first Angel City derby of 2022. LAFC arrived unbeaten at the top of the West, 4 points ahead of the Galaxy in third, but had yet to taste victory at the home of their neighbours. Your commentators for El Tráfico are Matt Jackson and Phil Blacker.
There's Gronsier. LAFC have had time to get the players in black back behind the ball. Samuel Gronsier again. And there's Chicharito. The first blow struck on Derby Day. It's the main man for the Galaxy with his 5th of the season.
Lovely whipped ball, fantastic movement. What a feeling for him, what a feeling for these home fans as well, as the first blow is struck.
Some great goals in the history of this fixture, but this could be a little bit of a gift. Oh, Carlos Vela's hit the post. And Bond's so grateful to be able to grab it when it was a gift, and he spurned it.
Oh, nobody in a black shirt, particularly his teammates, can believe that he misses this. Got to make sure this is curling inside the far post as you whip it across.
That's the intention, and it is in. And it is 1-1. Vela with the slightest of touches to it, but is it going to count? Offside here given. Oof. That is close. Edwards once more. In towards Gronsier. There's the chance for 2! Koulibaly up from the back, doubles the Galaxy lead. Half an hour in Carson. And how the home side celebrate. That's a massive moment.
Oh, coming off the back of the Vela miss as well. Quick delivery, tough, facing your own goal. You see that little bit of indecisiveness from Murillo. He knows a touch can end up in the back of his own net. Can't stretch for that. It's a really good finish by the big centre-back.
Here goes Carlos Vela in on goal, and this time he scores. Stuck it away impressively. The flag has gone up.
He looked well off. Everybody stopped, you know, the flag had gone up quickly.
As Vela brings it down beautifully. Away from Edwards, support in the middle, and surely, but it's Tajuri Shradi over. Hit it straight into the ground, and it bounces over the bar. It's another big chance. They keep coming, and they keep missing LAFC. They haven't given this up yet. This is Vela, and it will be turned in by Arango. Game on with a dozen minutes to play. Last season's top scorer off the bench to open his account for the current campaign for LAFC, and to give them renewed hope here.
Poor goal, really poor goal to concede. Chance now for LAFC, deserved it.
Keeps it alive here, finds Kellen Acosta, he tries to return it to Carlos Vela, and does. It's Blessing. There's foul, Blessing! 2-2! They've got their goal! 7 minutes into added time, and LAFC are back from 2 behind, and surely will remain unbeaten at the start of the season. They snatched something at the end.
Wow.
But they do still have a nervy little wait whilst the VAR check goes on.
Oh, what a signal this will be.
Well, this really would sum up their day if this is overturned.
So, look at foul on the far side. I just don't see there that Blessing will be, unless it's a hand. He takes a touch there, with foul being the offside one.
This is the entire game resting on the outcome of this decision.
Wow.
That's massive. LAFC
Wow.
utterly furious, in disbelief.
What a let-off that is.
Well, the expression on the face of Latif Blessing tells the story,
Wow.
and it's the last act of a compelling but controversial story at the conclusion, because the LA Galaxy have won it after all. Full-time, LA Galaxy 2, LAFC 1.
We'll take the 3 points. We'll take the 3 points. It's a Tráfico. A win is a win. We get the 3 points in a stadium with our fans, and yeah, you know, LA Galaxy and Los Angeles, it's gold, blue and white.
Further up the West Coast, another rivalry as the Vancouver Whitecaps faced Cascadia counterparts, the Portland Timbers. Gio Savarese's side had only won once so far this season. Any chance of that luck changing? Well, no, it seemed, as the poleaxing of Marvin Larrea wasn't initially given as a penalty. Video review intervened, though, and Dairon Aspria's slow run-up was followed by a fast-moving and successful spot kick. And it got even better for the Timbers on the hour mark.
Some room for Niezgoda on the left foot. And it's 2-0 Portland.
That was the start of a frantic final 30 minutes. Christian Dahome swept in his first of the season as Vancouver reset and rallied, only to find themselves returning to square one within a couple of minutes.
Bounces right back to Jimmy Chara. And it's back to a 2-goal lead for Portland.
The Whitecaps hadn't scored more than one goal in a game this year and now needed another two just to get a point. The ever-positive Vanni Sartini sensed an opportunity, though, when Ryan Gold was knocked over. Technology confirmed it was a penalty, but Dahome's miss punctured the enthusiasm of even the great believers. Then in stoppage time, a third spot kick was awarded, and without the need for further evidence this time, the contact made by Claudio Bravo on Daiber Caicedo wasn't deemed to have been acceptable by the referee. The penalty was scored by Gold, but it was a day when Vancouver was second best.
Buoyed by a first away win in 19 months, the Houston Dynamo wasted little time in delivering the first blow at home to the San Jose Earthquakes. Sebastian Ferreira finally scoring his first Dynamo goal and silencing any doubters 8 minutes in. But San Jose, still seeking a first win of the season, didn't stay quiet for long. Cade Cowell slipped the ball through to Jeremy Abobasi, who wasn't going to miss from there. That only made the visitors hungry for more. 3 minutes later, another touch of brilliance by Abobasi secured his second of the game to put the Quakes 2-1 ahead. As if the first half could not get any better, more drama. The Dynamo came charging forward through Tyler Pasha. Luckily, the right man was there to pick up the pieces.
It's Quintero, an empty net, and he hits it. It's 2-2.
4-4 for Darwin Quintero, whilst Pasha would be involved again after the break. He whipped in this corner, and teenage Hadebe did the rest to clinch his first MLS goal. Houston, unbeaten at home this term, had one more trick up their sleeves. A selfless pass from Fafa Pico teed up another for their club record signing.
It's Ferreira to get his second. Yes, he does.
A memorable night for the Paraguayan international. But San Jose kept going. A consolation goal coming from Tommy Thompson. Whilst the Quakes sit at the foot of the West, it was another goal fest for the Dynamo fans to enjoy.
Staying in Texas, and with two teams whose seasons appeared to have been warming up nicely. FC Dallas were unbeaten in 3, the Colorado Rapids in 4, and that in part has been down to the form of Diego Rubio, a healthy early return of 3 goals in 6 games for the Chilean. The Rapids dominated the first half, and then
Now here's Brandon Cervania, and Cervania's got a long shot from distance, and that long shot is on the money for an FC Dallas goal!
The long shot actually was him scoring at all. 2019 was Brandon Cervania's last MLS goal. Jesus Ferreira is a far more regular contributor. A hat-trick last time out here against the Timbers, and now something to stem the Rapids' flow. It was cruel on Colorado, who had more than twice as many shots as the hosts across the 90 minutes, including Keegan Rosenberry bouncing one off the post. Robin Fraser knew the difference between the two ultimately rested in the finishing, and specifically that of Ferreira, who inflicted a damaging final blow with a minute to play.
Ferreira is in! Yarbrough comes on! Ferreira dribbles around it! Puts it away! 3-1, FC Dallas!
To our third game in the Lone Star State, where Austin FC were keen to boost their playoff credentials against Minnesota United. The home side made up for an uneventful first half, when Maxi Urruti was brought down in the box, quickly rose to his feet to slot home the opening goal on 58 minutes and fire in his second in as many games. Urged on by their ever-fervent support, the Verde and Black continued to purr. Hector Jimenez fed the ball into Urruti once more, but experienced New Zealand defender Michael Boxall was there to clear it off the line. Austin's dangerous spell didn't stop there. Sebastian Tarussi's link-up play with Urruti ended up falling to Alex Ring, whose ambitious acrobatics, unfortunately, didn't pay off. With only one goal in it, Minnesota's best opportunity for an equaliser came via Emmanuel Reynoso's corner. But this time, it was Austin's Diego Fagundes with the goal line intervention. And a sigh of relief for coach Josh Wolf as his side maintained that unbeaten home start at Q2 Stadium.
Nashville are nearly at the end of a sequence of 8 consecutive away games at the start of 2022. The latest was at Sporting Kansas City, who struggled to get to grips with Hani Mukhtar in the first half. And when they did, in the most literal sense, it threatened to be costly. And though SKC felt the decision to award the penalty may have been slightly soft,
Mukhtar with the run-up, and Tim Melia saves it.
the execution from Mukhtar certainly was. Since his debut, no goalkeeper has a better record of saving penalties in MLS than Tim Melia, but for sure he's had to work harder to stop others. SKC had lost 4 of their first 6 games, so Remy Volta's well-timed arrival inside the Nashville penalty area offered promise. He's now their leading scorer this season, which tells its own mini-tale. And goals really don't come along often for Dave Romney. This was only the 5th of his career in MLS, but that's 2 that have now come against Peter Vermees's men. Nashville level immediately after half-time and then ahead with just over 20 minutes to play, and it was a former regular making an unwanted return.
It falls to Sapong, and Sapong sneaks it past Melia and in.
That was CJ Sapong's first goal against SKC since leaving them 7 years ago, but it's not as if those currently in indigo blue aren't capable. Daniel Shallowy struck the post late on. There's more questions than answers right now, though, for Vermees.
I am a realistic man. I am not a dreamer. We are very, very young, but we have nevertheless big goals.
That's a dangerous ball in, and the Red Bulls have got a 4th.
Ambitions are already shifting in New Jersey.
It's in the back of the net!
Whilst Montreal's season finally got going after a thriller.
Mihailovic, a shot and a brace! Torres will tap it in! 4-3 Montreal!
Commentary comes from David Connolly and Dan Roebuck.
Yearwood coming forward. Quinhos will play it forward. Opportunity for Fernandez. Takes a wicked deflection and flies in! Red Bulls on the charge early. Omer Fernandez.
Drew Yearwood at the heart of everything. Wins possession, shifts it inside to Caceres, passes it on to Fernandez. And it's a good strike, gets his shot off before he's closed down. They get a little contact, half a block on this. Just carries it past the goalkeeper.
Fernandez scampers to the byline. Camacho goes with him. Fernandez with a twist and a turn. He's beaten his man. Flighted in. Flicked towards long. Cleared off the line. Another opportunity save. Nealis this time. And it's hooked to safety.
It's Kai Kamara on the goal line. Lovely little jinking run here, and it's just Brezic just loses flight of the ball. First one cleared off the line. Second one on the rebound. Then he volleys it clear. Absolutely brilliant.
Kone round the corner, and Wanyama to power forward. He's away from Ewan, who bounces off him. This is Mihailovic coming forward, and still Mihailovic hits the outside of the post. I think Coronel got something on that. It's a really good save.
Superb run from Mihailovic, fingertip save.
Certainly a fixture play with plenty of intensity so far. Johnston to curl in, and the header goes in! Rui Camacho! 20 minutes remaining here. Montreal are level, and it's the Jersey boys who have been silenced here.
Well, it's a terrific header. It's a superb delivery from deep. Beats Nealis. There's Camacho lurking in behind. Terrific downward header.
Fernandez with a twist and a turn, and still going. It's cleared away.
Well, it just took too long for me to deliver that ball in.
Oh, where on earth is Coronel? This is Kyoto to break forward. He must score! And does! Oh, my word! That's a howler from Coronel. What on earth was he doing?
It's Camacho with the clearance. Coronel's out of his box, miles out of his box. Him and Edwards getting a right mix-up. Kyoto nicks it in between them. Races through. He's got a simple task just to side foot that into the empty net.
Keeper of the week last week, from hero to villain. Morgan. Yearwood. Good-looking ball long, can put it up here, and Barlow is in! Was he caught?
There is contact from the keeper. It's after the ball is played, so maybe that is why the referee has pointed to the corner flag and not the penalty spot.
New York Red Bulls 1, CF Montreal 2.
I talk a lot with the player about try to write a story, try to write their own story for the club. And this is what they did today. And I'm really happy for them. And obviously it was a good gift for me.
Montreal's Canadian rivals Toronto FC were also on the road as they headed to a Real Salt Lake side flying high in the west. And the hosts set the tone with this thunderbolt.
Onto his right foot! Yes! Justin Miram!
Time for TFC to step up. And they did 2 minutes later with a stunner of their own. A smart solo run from Jacob Schaffelberg led to Kosi Thompson smashing in a volley to bookend a blistering start at Rio Tinto Stadium. A chance for both teams to catch their breath, but not for long, as Michael Chang picked out Damir Krylak, who slotted home his first of the campaign to put RSL into the driving seat at the break. Toronto, without a win in their last 10 MLS away games, had their backs against the wall. Only for Justin Miram to leave Pablo Mastroni a frustrated figure on the sidelines. RSL would rue that missed chance, as with just over 10 minutes to go, this happened.
Nelson wins the ball, shot from distance, and an equalizer! It's 2-2!
Still time, though, for one more twist, as the visitors were forced to play the closing minutes of the game with 10 men. Carlos Salcedo shown a straight red card for his foul on Sergio Cordova. Bob Bradley's Toronto managed to hold on, with both teams walking away with a point apiece.
Lots have been made of Inter Miami's dreadful form, but the New England Revolution were in a similarly difficult place. Both teams had traded exclusively in defeats for the past month, so every moment mattered. Jean Motta very close to initiating some Miami confidence. Instead, a defence which had been pierced 13 times already in 2022 was cut open again. Justin Rennicks with the last touch of an excellent Revs move just 11 minutes in. There was no Gonzalo Higuain in the Miami team because of a minor knee injury, so Leonardo Campana led the line and, like a true number 9, powered those in pink level. Ariel Lassiter praised by the goalscorer for his contribution too. And the energetic and frankly unexpected start in Florida continued. Just 23 minutes in, the game had its third goal.
Campana! It's 2 in rapid succession for the Ecuadorian!
This was the first time all season that Phil Neville's team had led in a game. So when Damian Lowe went careering into Rennicks just after the hour mark, the faces of those on the Miami bench told 1,000 words. At the very least, it was untidy from the centre half. Penalty to New England, and 2021's MVP Carlos Hill typically precise with it. So 2-2, and with Neville heading straight off to Palm Beach after the game for Brooklyn Beckham's wedding, the positive feedback for his dad David, the club's co-owner, was going to be in short supply until Drive Pink Stadium had its own fairy tale moment.
And it's over the line! It's Campana! It's a hat-trick!
Campana, the first player to ever do that in an Inter Miami shirt.
From the bottom team in the East to the one sitting at the top, the Philadelphia Union. And Jim Curtin's side were in front against the Columbus Crew early doors. Jose Martinez's cross fell to the usually dependable Aloy Room, who fumbled the ball into his own net. Philadelphia couldn't believe their luck just 2 minutes in. Lucas Zelarayan is the Crew's go-to man when it comes to free kick prowess. His effort, though, was saved by Andre Blake. He soldiered on, as did Curtin's Philadelphia, to a club record 5th straight MLS win.
Another side unbeaten in MLS in 2022 were the Chicago Fire, though maintaining that record at Orlando became a complex task, mainly because there was still more than 45 minutes of football to be played when Brian Gutierrez was cautioned for a second time before the break. And it was a simplistic narrative, a script that had both a villain and a hero.
Pato, the header! Yes, finally!
Goal scorer Ercan Kara will no doubt have felt that relief himself. A first Lions goal for the Austrian international just before the hour, though the player that teed him up, Alexander Pato, perhaps should have had one of his own late on. It didn't matter. Oscar Pereira's team back in the winner's enclosure. The Fire's unbeaten start extinguished.
To our final game, and a blossoming rivalry in the South, with Charlotte intent on avenging their defeat to Atlanta in Week 3.
It's Alcivar, and it's gone in! It's an Olympico! Jordi Alcivar with a really special goal!
Charlotte with the upper hand 11 minutes in at Bank of America Stadium. But after a quick free kick, Andrew Gutman thought he'd pulled the 5 stripes level, only to be denied by Christian Kalina, and leaving coach Gonzalo Pineda wanting more from his team. Atlanta did ramp up the pressure after half-time. Marcelino Moreno went close, but Kalina stood firm once more, desperate for that clean sheet. With minutes to spare, it was a last chance for the visitors, who clearly missed their injured star striker, Joseph Martinez. This time, Caleb Wiley's header trickled inches wide, which gifted Charlotte their 3rd home win in front of a frenzied crowd.
That win for Charlotte lifts them up to 5th in the East, 1 point and 1 place behind Atlanta. At the top, Philadelphia have opened up a 5-point lead, and the Union now boasts the league's only remaining unbeaten record.
It's an LA 1-2 at the top of the West, with the Galaxy just a point behind their city rivals thanks to their El Tráfico triumph. San Jose at the bottom are the only team in MLS this season yet to win.
A case for Miami thrice, as the Herons finally worked out how to win. New Kings of the South were crowned in Queen City.
Jordi Alcivar with a really
whilst Derby Day in LA went the way of the originals.
The LA Galaxy have won another sensational edition of El Tráfico.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.